Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another reaction video. It's your boy Spark Nero. Guys, today I'm coming with another reaction video. Guys. These are the scariest snakes that actually existed or actually exist. Let's get to the reaction. Please guys, subscribe. Let's get to 1K subscribers. 1K subscribers. Let's go. Watch with me. Let's watch it together, bro.
Nice to see you. Do you like snakes? Or maybe you're scared to death of them. Anyway, you've already clicked on this video, so you want to see the most unusual of them? Oh, we found some really cool views. Today, you're going to see the most beautiful snakes, the weirdest, and even the ones from the memes. Well, interesting things await. Let's go.
Whoa, he's flying.
Spidertailed horned viper. Spiders are not particularly nice. Many people don't like snakes either. And what happens if you combine them? Easy, easy, easy. No creatures from your nightmares. Anyway, for now, spider-tailed viper is a snake that lives only in western Iran. It's similar to many other vipers, but has one significant difference. A slight thickening at the end of its tail. This thickening with spikes looks like a spider or some other similar insect with a bunch of legs. With its help, the viper attracts birds' attention by moving its tail back and forth, and when the bird approaches, all that's left is... Well, enjoy your meal. Hognose snake.
Wisdom.
If snakes see or feel danger, they may start to hiss, or they can start shaking their ratchet on their tail, or inflate their hood, or attack, or crawl as far away as possible. But not this species. The hognose snake pretends to be dead.
Bro, I don't play with snakes like that. I kill snakes.
Probably adopted it from prairie dogs or whatever.
I don't play with snakes.
First it pretends to be a cool snake, of course. Lifts its head up above the ground like a cobra, expands its neck, hisses, even pretends to bite.
Thank you.
I don't play with snakes, bro.
But a hognose snake can harm maybe just people with allergies.
I chase them away.
Poison is too weak. So when it turns out that the bite doesn't help at all, the snake then rolls onto its back and naturally fakes death. Even emits a special smell that allows the tongue to hang from the mouth.
You can't get me with that. No matter how you roll your back and pretend dead, I'm killing you for real.
Some creatures you can only
I'm killing you for real.
Fortunately, this creature doesn't fly, like tarantulas or snakes. Or wait, what do you mean snakes fly?
Infinity and beyond.
Hey, that's not part of the deal. Actually, the gliding snakes really can fly. No wings, no magic dust, not even plane tickets.
34 to Grand Rapids.
Okay, good point.
Right, I hate snakes, but I'm doing this for you guys.
All they need is a special body shape and a suitable tree. Before flying, the snake crowds to the end of the branch and hangs from it. When it chooses a direction, it pushes off the rest of its tail and it falls. But not just down, it's like crawling in the air. It glides without using any wings. During the flight, snake's usually round body becomes as flat as possible. It stretches out its ribs and pulls in its stomach. Anyway, it does its best to act as a flying squirrel. With a complex combination of movements, the tree snakes reach the neighboring tree or another branch. In this way, they can move as much as they want, sometimes overcoming up to 100 meters in one flight. Cool, you bet. Scary? Well, yeah, a little bit. Fortunately, flying snakes are considered slightly poisonous, but not dangerous to humans. Phew, let's exhale now. Horned viper. People who are afraid of snakes consider them creepy enough without any bonuses. Real devilish creatures. Cold, flexible, hissing. Jeez. Now imagine what happens when you add horns to this set. A horned viper. This snake lives all over North Africa, except Morocco, and around the Arabian Peninsula. Horned vipers love deserts and semi-deserts. Because of their color, they blend perfectly with the sand and can get close to the victim. Except that smell of sulfur gives them away.
It smells.
No.
It smells.
It smelled terrible.
It's disgusting.
Okay. Well, we've never actually smelled horned vipers, and to be honest with you, we don't recommend it. They are predators who prefer to be ambushed until their prey is close by. After that, horned vipers strike at lightning speed. Usually it's designed for rodents, birds, or lizards, but a person is unlikely to be pleased to get stung by poisonous teeth. Swelling, bleeding, nausea, vomiting, necrosis, the full range of consequences. But you don't have to be afraid of the horns. It's unlikely a horned viper will gore you. In fact, scientists don't even know why it needs horns. Some say it's protection against other predators. The head with horns has an unusual shape, and therefore the snake is harder to notice. Others say that with the help of horns, these vipers protect their eyes from the sand. You understood that right, like their eyebrows. Two-headed snake. In the Middle Ages, such a creature would be considered cursed, a harbinger of the end of the world or something like that. You know, it's all the witch's fault, but modern scientists have a different reaction.
I've never seen before. A two-headed boa? What?
Briefly, it can be described as, wow, what the heck? And indeed, two-headed snakes are quite rare. They're found in nature, but usually can't live long enough for people to find them. Such snakes can be compared with Siamese twins. The fetus begins to divide into identical twins, but then the process stops at one of the stages. The result is something like a two-headed dragon, only without paws and without wings and no fire breath. Oh, come on, it still looks like it. A snake breeder in Florida got such a dragon, literally 2 snakes for the price of 1, or the other way around.
Me personally, I can't even touch a
Two
snake.
perfectly
I
functioning
can't
heads are not the
touch a
only
snake.
surprise
I
of a little
can't.
snake. Unlike most
Never.
creatures like that, it turned out to have 2 hearts.
It does. That is so cool.
Okay, we found another Time Lord, and they say there's only a couple left. Arthurus hispida. Ever seen a fluffy snake?
It's so fluffy.
If not, but for some reason you really want to see it, go to Central Africa. This is where the unique species Altherus hispida lives. It's an endemic, so you can't find a snake like that anywhere else in the world. The viper looks spiny or even fluffy because of its special structure of scales. They're raised and give it a bristly appearance. Looks like a huge, creepy brush. Fluffy viper likes to bask in the sun and often climbs up somewhere higher. But even if you manage to find it, don't try to pet it.
A snake is
Seriously,
a
we know it's
snake.
cool
Snake
and
is
kinda
snake.
hairy, but that's no reason to
All
provoke a
are
snake to
deadly.
bite. Like any other viper, it's
All
poisonous.
are
And its
deadly.
poison is neurotoxic, and its composition may vary depending on the region, altitude, and even the weather. The bite of this fluffy baby can be fatal for a person, especially if they aren't provided with medical care and antidote. Often the poison causes severe internal bleeding, and it's definitely not something that can somehow go away. Spitting cobra. Well, a
I
cobra
know about
could
this one.
blow up a hood or bite you to send you somewhere in the ICU. It's an interesting enough creature as it is, but it looks like nature has decided to give it a little bit more of the unusual. That's how spitting cobras came into being. It's a
Disgusting,
common
bro.
name for
Disgusting.
several snake
Disgusting.
species that live in the savannas and forest areas of Africa and South Asia. And these cobras really know how to spit. Or rather, they kind of shoot poison at their enemy using an unusual shape of channels inside their teeth. Usually, cobras aim for the eyes. And that makes sense. Your breakfast can't run away from you if it can't
It's
see.
disgusting,
All that's
bro.
left is to crawl closer and make
disgusting.
a final poisonous bite. Depending on the species, the shots can be up to 2 meters long, and some cobras can release the poison at quite a speed. Not a machine gun, of course, but still quite fast. As a rule, such a spit is harmless to the undamaged skin of a
Just the
mammal,
eye.
but once it gets in the mucus
Eye.
of the eyes, it can end up with permanent blindness and some swelling of the cornea. Sunda Island pit viper. Some snakes are just bloody beautiful. Not frightening, not unusual, but just beautiful.
No
One of them
snakes
is
are
a blue
beautiful.
viper.
No
But this is
snake.
exactly the
All
kind
are
of beauty
deadly.
that
Don't
you
play
have
with
to
anyone.
observe at a great distance. You know,
Don't
to
play with
admire
anyone.
is a work of
Don't
art.
try
The
it.
only difference is the
Don't
Mona
try
Lisa
it.
is unlikely
Don't
to try to kill you.
try
The
it.
white-lipped island pit viper lives in Indonesia and is considered an aggressive predator. Where the other snakes prefer to crawl aside, this beauty rushes into the attack and it bites. Most of the victims of the white-lipped viper are little things like mice and frogs, but that doesn't mean it doesn't care about humans. Even though they aren't on the menu in search of food, the viper often crawls into populated areas and isn't afraid to meet people. It seems to consider itself in charge. And although you are unlikely to die from this snake's bite, you'll remember the encounter for life. The poison causes pain, swelling, and sometimes necrosis and severe bleeding. And that's not all. The mice that get caught by the white-lipped viper are in a much worse position. It bites them and then just waits until the toxins are absorbed into the victim's blood. After that, it pushes the mouse down her throat with her own teeth. Jeez. Long-nosed whip snake. Even if you don't know anything about snakes, and even if you can't stand them, you will still recognize this one. Oh yeah, skeptical snake. It's like a thin hose or a ribbon that suspects and judges everyone. It doesn't bite, but it hurts differently, or almost. Frogs, lizards, and all sorts of small rodents that the skeptical snake eats would clearly disagree. It's also poisonous, and the composition of the poison is still unknown. The toxins are strong enough to cause pain, swelling, bruising, numbness, and other local symptoms that disappear 3 days after the bite, unless, of course, the strange snake bites your neck or some vital organ. Then the consequences could be much more serious. This creature, full of skepticism, can be found in southwest India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Bangladesh. By the way, in India, there's even a myth that a snake can blind a man by popping out his eyes with its sharp head. In fact, this, of course, is not true. But we wouldn't advise you to lean in too close to a skeptical snake for the test. You never know. Of course, scientists know the snake by another name. It's called a long-nosed whip, but our option is way cooler. And that's it for today. Friends, if you enjoyed this video, support it and give it a like and write a comment. And I'm off. Goodbye.
I'm coming. So guys, end of the video, guys. Subscribe. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Let's get to 1K sub. Mommy wants to spoil my video.